A very warm good morning to all. Let me on the outset say how delighted I am to welcome you all to this STTP on Paradigm Shift in Assessment and Evaluation Practices for Engineering Graduates Phase 2, organized by the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Amaljodi College of Engineering. Education maintains and accelerates overall development of a country, and we teachers, the torchbearers, how to take the responsibility on our shoulders. Together, we can do so much. We are privileged that Professor KG Sadish Kumar, head of the department Electronics and Communication Engineering, has given his valuable time to continue the session on a journey through the NBA accreditation manual. Professor KG Sadish Kumar served as an engineer in Indian Air Force from 1985 to 2001. After joining in Amaljodi 2001, he has played multifaceted roles as the HOD, member of Academic Board of Governors, IQAC coordinator, PTA secretary, and many more. Under his leadership, the Department of Electronics and Communication became one of the prime departments to be accredited by NBA for the first time in 2008, and the re-accreditation valid till 2023. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Miss, for your good words of introduction. And I hope all participants, once again, I am welcoming you to the department and college for this session. So this is a continuation of yesterday's session. I hope yesterday's session you get some information. So yesterday we mainly discussed on the accreditation, what is accreditation, its significance, accreditation process, a mock visit starting from the pre-qualifier, the e-registration, pre-qualifier filing, SIR filing, pre-qualifier filing, pre-qualifier approval, then coming to the ESIR filing, then pre-visit, visit, what are the actions to be done in visit, and the risk accreditation score. And I mentioned yesterday, we will start with the outcome-based education, which is the key components of the present input-output accreditation model. So today, we will continue the section, and during the process, or even later, if you want to ask question in between also, you can ask some question, you can unmute your mic and ask, or you can post the question in the chat at the beginning or at the later stage. Let me switch over to my section. I hope the PPT is visible to you. Am I right? Is it visible, PPT? I shared my
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll continue. So sorry, I selected the file. Just 1 minute. PPT. Sorry, my initial sharing was yesterday's PPT. That's only. Sorry, we'll. Yeah. Okay. So today we will continue with the remaining portion of the journey through the NBA accreditation manual. So on successful completion of today's session, all participants would be able to understand the SIR filing procedure, compile the data for filing SIR, evaluate the respective programs of yours, analyze the data, and decide whether our program can get accredited or not. The self-evaluation of the entire systems, how can we allocate the mark and score for the different aspects, and how we can have an analysis, and wherever the score is less or data is not there, which way we can improve it, then you apply for the accreditation. That is the objective of today's section. So we'll be discussing key components of outcome-based education, then how to file the pre-qualifier performer, a sample SIR, evaluation criteria, evaluators report, chairman's report. In that evaluators report only we'll be having the each point by point mark and how much mark we should get to get accredited. That will go in detail. So mission and vision is the one of the key aspects of the outcome-based education, and vision is a futuristic statement that the institution would like to achieve over a long period of time. And this vision we are materializing through the mission. Mission is the means by which it proposes to move toward the stated vision. It is the statements are essentially the means to achieve the vision of the institution. So we should have a vision mission statement for the institution, as well as we should have a vision mission statement for the department. These vision mission statement of the mission statement should have a correlation and mapping with the mission statement of the department. And if our vision is to create high quality engineering professional, if this is one of the vision of our institution, then in our mission statement, our mission could be to offer a well-balanced program of instructions, practical experience, and opportunities for overall personality development. If this is the vision, then at least this should be one of the vision statement. It's only an example I have given. Then program educational objectives. These are the broad statement that describe the career and professional accomplishments that the program is preparing graduates to achieve. Normally, we are looking where our graduates should be after 3 to 4 years of graduation. This program educational objective should have minimum 3 to 4. PEO should be 3 to 4 minimum. Then program outcome, again, are the statement that describe what students are expected to know and be able to do upon graduating from the program. What is our expectation immediately after the graduation? And these relate to the skills, knowledge, attitude, and behavior that students acquire through the program. Accordingly, NBA has defined 12 graduate attributes and 12 program outcomes for each discipline. There are 12 PO program outcomes defined by the NBA. The next one aspect is assessment. Is one or more process carried out by the institution that identify, collect, and prepare data to evaluate the achievement of program educational objective, program outcomes, and course outcomes. So this assessment is the process of carrying out the what we does in the institution to identify, collect, and preparing the data. Evaluation is again one or more process done by the evaluation team for interpreting the data and evidences accumulated through the assessment practices. These data and evidences we are accumulating, and the external agency or the external team come and evaluate it, and they give the scoring. It determines the extent to which the PEO or PO are being achieved and results in decisions and actions to improve the program. Along with the PO, we have to define a program specific outcome that also will be evaluated. Coming to the mapping, is the process of representing, preferably in matrix form, the correlating among the parameters. It may be done for one to many or many to one and many to many parameters. Means it's a correlating mapping. Normally we go for a 1, 2, 3. So this is a sample CO-PO mapping of a subject. For a particular course, there are 5 course outcomes, and the course outcome 1 is correlated with the program outcome 1 and 2 with the 3. 3 is substantial, 2 is moderate, 1 is slightly. These are the 1, 2, 3 are the score we give. So majority of this is a course of logic circuit design of third semester EC students. So this first 2, 3 up to 5 will be our subject oriented, the program oriented, we can say. 6 to 12 will be different cognitive levels, other skills of the other than the academic. It's not, we can say, other than the academic skill, along with the extracurricular activities and extra skills, soft skill, professional ethics, all this comes under the 6 to 12. First 5, majority of our engineering knowledge, methodology, all those things comes. So this is showing a relation between CO and PSO. PO is defined by the NBA and PSO is defined by the program department. And that PSO and PO, PSO and CO we should have a mapping. So this is showing a mapping between, again, DCT 203, PO1, PO2, how that course is totally. If you see this previous case, this CO majority are correlating with the 3. So this ECT is correlating with the PO 1, 2, 3 and 5, 3. Suppose here the mapping, can see here that the PSO sum is PSO 3 is having a correlation of 2. When we are comparing this subject with respect to the total PSO, then this is having a weightage of 2. So we will be, when we attainment calculation of PO and PSO attainment calculation, this PSO 3 with respect to this, suppose this ECT 203, I got the course attainment value of 2. And it is having a 2 into 2, 4, means 0.4 will be the weightage for this particular subject. Or 2 into 2, that is 4. And if it is 3, means full, that we are getting the full value, the attainment calculations. So this is the PO PSO mapping. Then we have some other term is called rubrics. Rubrics provide a powerful tool for assessment and grading of student work. Some of the activities where we cannot measure directly by the examinations or other, suppose we want to do survey, so we have to do a comparative analysis, a student's communication skill or some lab performance, how he understand that without the examinations or without direct mark entry, if you give a range of performance is excellent, good, average, needs improvement, some word we are coining, that is the rubrics is also one method of assessment. They can also serve as transparent and inspiring guide to learning. Rubrics are scoring or grading tool used to measure a student's performance and learning across a set of criteria and objectives. So I can set the rubrics for a particular course or for a particular CO. These are the 5 rubrics. So I can put the range, I can put the wording, and we can compare it. Rubrics communicate to students and to other markers your expectations in the assessment and what you consider important. Then accreditation criteria, I mentioned yesterday, criteria 1 to 10 are there, up to 7 is the program specific. We have vision, mission, PEO, program, curriculum and teaching learning, COPO, students performance, faculty information, facilities and technical support, continuous improvement, and institution specific, first year academic, student support system, governance, institutional support and financial resource. These 10 criteria is equally applicable for tier 1 and tier 2. Only the difference, the percentage, the mark allocated, total mark is also same 1000. That part 1 we have a maximum mark of 780. That is also same for tier 1 and tier 2. Part 2 of the criteria that 8, 9, 10 together is having a value of 220. But it's inside values. 8 may have a the part 2 or the institutional criteria have same value for tier 1 and tier 2 engineering institute. So this is the mark distribution. Vision mission for a tier 1 it is 50, for tier 2 it will be 60. PO and learning process, it is 100 for tier 1, tier 2, it is 125. This is 175 and 120 for tier 2. Students' performance 100, 150 for tier 2. 200 is both for both the tier 1 and tier 2. Facilities 80 is common. This 75 is also common. This is common. Now we will see what are the information to be filled in the pre-qualifier. Initial stage, we will be doing for the NBA registration. For the registration, we need only a mail ID and basic information of the institutions. We submit the pre-qualifier. What are the documents to be filed? So name of the program applied for. Suppose we are applying for a BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering. We can write the BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering. Then here, name of the college, year of establishment, location of the college, the address, city, state, website, as usual, normal, simple, like self-explanatory. Then we have to give the information related to the head of the institution, name, designation, status of appointment. Then details of the head of the institution, that are contact number, email. Then name of the affiliating university to which we are affiliated. Then we have to give the type of institution, that whether it is a university, deemed university, government aided, autonomous, private, whatever it may be. Then ownership status, we have to give central government, state, whatever it. Then students admission at the institutional level, all UG programs. First year sanctioned intake, we have to mention. Suppose we have, this is for the entire institutional. Suppose we have 10 branches, each branch is having 60, total 600 will be the status. And we have to give the data for current year and -2 year. Current academic year and current academic year -1 and -2. Total sanctioned intake, total number of students admitted, then we have to take the percentage. As we mentioned, for tier 1 institution or tier 2 institution, getting accreditation for 6 years, 75% is the total admitted students requirement and 60% in the program. So in the profile, the pre-qualifier, they'll be looking whether are they eligible for at least for 3 years. If it is less than 60, they will not qualify the pre-qualifier. Then part B, part A, we have the campus information. College has its own building, sports complex, canteen facilities, medical room, computer laboratories, counseling and guidance, placement. So minimum required informations we have to give. Then name of the program offered by the college, UG and PG. So we have to give separate list for the total UG programs, total PG program in the institution. And also we have to give program to be considered for accreditation by this application. Maximum we can apply for 5 programs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which are the program UG, UG. Then that much is the part A. Then in part B, we will be giving about the program specific informations. We have to give the separate information for each program. Suppose 5 program is filing, we should have the part A is common for all the program. Part B, we have to file for all the department separately. Name of the department, name of the programs running. We have to mention all the program, name of the program to be considered. Suppose in our department, 2 UG and 1 PG is there, and 1 UG is considering, then that will be writing year of start of the program, department, initial intake, and all subsequent. Initially we were having 45, then we have 60, then 90, 120, all those information will be giving year of increase, AICTE approval number, accreditation status. If accreditation is valid, we can say the valid status. If no, or first time means it's a first time, whatever its status we can give. Then again, student admission program specific. We have to give 3 years data, current academic year, plus -1, -2, -3. So total students admitted in first year, total number of students admitted in second year through the lateral entry for diploma holders. Total number N1 plus N2 we will get. And this should be more than 60% even for getting a 3 years accreditation. Then we have to give the faculty details, the name of the faculty. That's also we have to give for the year-wise consideration. We have to give provide the list of faculty as per the format given below separately year-wise. Means we have to give the information of 3 years. So we have to give the academic year 1920. Suppose we are applying now 2021, 1920, 1890. 3 years data we should give it. Serial number, name, PAN number, qualification, highest qualification, area of specialization, designation, date of joining, date on which designated as professor or associated professor, currently associated, yes or no. Currently associated means, suppose you are not taking any class for this particular batch. You are here, but yes or no. Nature of association, regular or contract or adjunct. If contract, full-time or part-time. Date of leaving, if currently associated, no. Suppose we are giving this pre-qualifier in the month of December, and so and so X is available till November. So we can say that if no, then we can give it. Suppose for a semester, if it is there, if it is more than a semester, they will be considering with some weightage. So this way we have to give the list of all the 30 or 40 what are the faculties we have. Then from that we will be giving a number of professors with PhD, number of professor, number of associate professor, assistant professor, number of PhD. So minimum we should have 2 people with the PhD, that is either one associate or one professor or associate professor. Total number of PhD should be 30% for 6 years and 20% for 3 years. So minimum 20% if not there, then our pre-qualifier will be out, will not be qualified. We have to rectify and we have to reapply. So details of the head of the department for the program under consideration, name, qualification, PhD or others. So for 6 years accreditation, HOD should have a PhD. So they will look. If not, then we may not qualify for. So all the basic information, minimum required information will be giving. Then we have to give the faculty student faculty ratio. That is how many students, the ratio between number of students and faculty. So we will be considering for the year, current academic year, -1, -2. So U1.1, which is UG. Suppose as we are running 2 UG program. So UG1, suppose BTech in EC and BTech in biomedical engineering or biomedical, both are under EC department. U1.1, current academic year, how many students are there? -1, -2, -3, -1, -2. Similarly, second year, 1 is second, 1.1 is second year, third year, fourth year. First year, we already shown in the part A. In part B, we'll be giving from second year, third year, fourth year. So then totally we'll be finding out the first year, second year, third year for every year. Then PG, P1.1 is PG in first year, PG in the second year, total PG. Suppose we have more than 1 program, then PG1, PG2 will go like that. PGM, that is M means M program PG, post graduation. Suppose we have 2 PG, 1 in communication and 1 in VLSI, then we have to give the same data of, this is for the communication and another one set of data for the VLSI or embedded, whatever it may be. So total. So we are calculating the total number of students in the department, starting from S3 to S8 of the BTech and S1 to S4 of the PG of all the program. Then we will be considering the total number of faculty in the department. Then S1 by F1 is the student faculty ratio of first year, current academic year, -1, -2. Then we will be taking the average. This average should be at least 1:25. Then only we can go for accreditation. If below 25, we are not eligible. 1:15 means we will get the full mark. So what all written here, I put it in this, what is U1, U2, U3 in this slide. Then these are the complaint status, the pre-visit qualifiers. So this is the pre-qualifier we will be submitting, and on that basis they will be checking vision mission. Are the vision mission of the department stated in prospectus website? Are the PEO of the program listed in prospectus on website? Vision mission and PEO is there. Current status, yes. Complaints status, complied or not complied, yes. So they will be writing some yes or no answer to these two. Whether the approval of AICTE for the program under consideration has been obtained for all the years including the current years, yes. And yes or no, that we will be writing here. So they will be checking how many batches. So minimum 2 batches of students should be there, should pass out from the campus, yes or no. Whether number of available PhD. From the pre-qualifier, they will be making a complaint status pre-visit qualifier, whether it is qualified. If any of these criteria are not met, then they will be not qualified. If it is met, then we are qualified. These are the essential qualifiers for qualifying. These are the 8 essential qualifiers required. And these are the 5 desirable parameters. Desirable means whether the department has program assessment and quality improvement combined. If so, it's constitution and mandate. Whether we receive some fund, maintenance of laboratory, whether HOD possesses PhD degree or not, whether the number of available PhD in the department exceeds 15%, whether the admission in the undergraduate program. So this is a desirable parameter. So these 8 plus 5, 13 parameters they will look into, and they'll decide whether they should come for the, or whether we are qualifying the pre-qualifier or not. If qualified, then they'll be communicating us, you are qualified, you can submit the SAR and remit the remaining 90% fees. So this is the accreditation criteria and score. Already I mentioned for the tier 2. So these are the SAR, self-assessment report content. Part A will be giving institutional information. Part B, criteria summary. And in this, we'll be giving the 1 to 7 inch program level criteria, and 8, 9, 10 institutional level criteria. Lastly, the declaration by the institution, and in the appendix, we'll be giving the program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So this will constitute roughly around 500 to 600 page if we take a printout minimum. And if you're doing ESR, each part or each section, we can edit it, we can save it. And if it is not in the same format which they mention or they give, we will not be able to save it. Sometimes we may have to save 2 or 3 times to do a successful saving. That's all happens when we do any application filing online. That is equally applicable for SIR filing. So now we will go one by one. What are the documents required? So institutional information, name and address of affiliating university. It's all simple read and university. We have to take which one is belongs to which. The online means that pop-up will come and we can select it. And ownership status, again the same what we given in the pre-qualifier almost. Other academic institution, trust, society, company, name of institution here. If you have other than the engineering college or any other program for accreditation, if you have, we can mention. Then details of the program being offered by the institution under consideration. Program. Institution under programs being offered by the institution under consideration. 1, 2, 3, name, year of start, intake, increase, year of AICTE approval, accreditation status. Program to be considered for the accreditation by this. See, if you have 10 PG, 10 UG and 5 PG, all those will come here, and here the 5 program which is going for the accreditation will be writing in this table. And here total number of employees, current academic year, faculty in engineering, male, female, minimum, maximum. Minimum and maximum means, suppose for the academic year, July to June, normally we consider the academic year. July to December, we are having 30 faculty. In between, in December, suppose somebody has left, we have only 29. So what is the minimum available and what is the maximum available for a current academic year? And -1, -2, male, female. Then we have to, this is about the entire college. Then about the maths, science, humanities, teaching and engineering, non-teaching staff for the entire college, male, female. Then contact staff, that is on not covered in here in the previous slide, which are the faculty we not suppose a contract faculty for a full semester. If they are there, we can consider adjunct professor. If they are for full professor, such numbers we can give. Now even AICTE permits certain percentage of faculty on adjunct process, okay, to meet the minimum. Then total number of engineering students, boys, girls, this again for the entire college. Then vision of the institution, we have to type it, we have to enter it. Mission of the institution we give, contact information of the head of the institution, and NBA coordinator if designated. If the principal is coordinator, then okay. Otherwise, if you are giving to another professor, then his contact number. So they will be contacting either of them or both of them will get mail. Then this is the that's all about the part A. Part B, we have the criteria summary. Once I mentioned these are the data, then we have to give all this information, faculty details. We have to give the for the entire college, all those information we should give. And coming to the program level criteria, we have the part B criteria summary is we'll be giving at the front like this. Then we'll be giving each criteria laying in which page. Then program level criteria, vision, mission, and program educational objective. The criteria one is having 60 point for the, this is for the tier 2. State, vision, mission of the department and institution, that we have to type it separately. Vision of the institution, mission of the institution, department, mission. On online submission, we'll have the pop-up window will come. We have to type it there, or we have to copy and paste. If we can make a Word file ready, then it is copying, pasting will be easy. PEO, program educational objective, we have to set the 3 PEOs or 4 PEO. Indicate where the vision, mission, and PEOs are published and disseminated among stakeholders. That's having 10 point. You can see here, if you have published the PEO, then we'll be getting some percentage of mark. If we publish in the visible, suppose in the website, in the classroom, corridor, or different, we here. Suppose we are stating here 10 places, when they come for the inspection, if they are seeing only in 8 places, that means we are given some false information. We should thorough, we should be sincere. Wherever, whatever the information we give, that we should have. We cannot cheat the authority. State the process for defining vision, mission of the department and PEOs of the program. So we should have how we will define the vision and mission in future. After a couple of years, if we want to change the mission statement or PEO, we should take the feedback from all the stakeholders. Then we have to redefine. So the entire process with a flow chart or a pictorial or a graphical representation, we can put it in the SAR. Then we'll be looking for the consistency of PEOs with the mission of the department. For department mission, the keywords will be putting mission statement 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be. And suppose we have a PEO 1, 2, 3, then we will be making a correlation. Again, that mapping, this table we have to put it in the ESAR as well as the SAR. Then M1, M2, M3, distinct mission. So we have the 2 or 3 mission statement or mission elements will be there. So if PEO 1 is correlating with the M1, substantially we'll be giving through 3. If it is slightly, then we'll be giving 2. If it is moderately or light, slight is 1, moderate is 2. All this mapping we have to do, correlative mapping we have to do. Then this is all about the criteria 1. In criteria 1, 15 mark for the PEOs mapping, 25 mark for the defining vision mission process. Then vision mission PEO publication 10 mark. This all the area. If we do it in a clear, crisp manner, surely we can get the mark. So we should try to get the maximum mark for each criteria where it is possible. Some of the area we may not be able to score at the first time or sometimes. That is, we'll come to that point also from my experience in our department accreditation, which are the area we could not score. Then mapping. Then coming to the part 2 of the criterion 2, teaching learning process, program curriculum 20. So state the process used to identify the extent of complaints of the university curriculum for attaining the PO and program specific outcome. That these 2 things will be mentioning in the appendix 1 of SIR. So we made 12 POs, and if we can make a flow chart, how this courses, suppose a program outcome 1, that mainly dealing with the engineering knowledge, mathematics, all those things. So which are the subjects correlated with that? Is these 12 POs have been covered by or addressed by any one of the course? If not, similarly the POs, if not, what can we add by as a bridge course or as a minor course or additional training? All those process we should mention. In here, it's a paragraph explanation we should give. Mention the identified curricular gaps, if any, that is having 10 mark. And state the delivery details of content beyond the syllabus attainment of POs and PSOs. That what I mentioned, 10 plus 10, 20 marks. So these are the 2 points. Then provide details of the additional course or learning materials or content or laboratory experiments or project arising from the gaps identified. What are the gap identified here and what are the things we made? That we have to give in a tabular form. Serial number 1, what is the gap we identified, what action we have taken, when, who are the resource person, who are the percentage of students attend, relevance to the POs and PSOs, which are the 11 PO. Suppose communication skill was poor. So we conducted a language training for 3 months. starting date, end date, language, we can say from the humanities department, 30 students have attended, relevance to PO, that which PO is having related to the communication skill, maybe 6 or 7 there, we can write the POs and PSOs, which are and how. Then teaching learning process, 100 mark, this 100, okay. 20 mark for the program curriculum, 100 mark for the teaching learning process. In that, describe the process followed to improve the quality of teaching learning. That's a 25 mark. We have to mention the information. Process may include adherence to academic calendar. Do we have an academic calendar? Do we publish this academic calendar? Improving instruction methods using pedagogical initiatives such as real-world examples, collaborative learning, quality of laboratory experience with regard to conducting experiments, recording observations, analysis of data, encouraging bright students, assisting weak students. The implementation details and impact analysis need to be documented. With the evaluation with the mark, I'll explain a little bit more about that for each of this. So we should write what are the process defined for the improvement of quality of teaching and learning in our organization. Again, a paragraph or 2 paragraph information we should give. Then quality of internal semester question papers, assignments and evaluation. We can give some sample question papers, assignment process and evaluation process. How we evaluate, it's only a direct assessment or indirect assessment, what frequency, all those information can be given here. Mention the initiative, implementation details and analysis of learning levels related to the quality of semester question paper, assignments and evaluation sample can be given there. When we go through the pop-up window, online submission, they'll give this one, that we can submit it. Then quality of students project 25. So we have to give a brief idea or we have to give some information related to the quality of project, whether the factors considered for this project, that environment, safety, ethics, cost, type, application, product, research review. If we can convert our students project into a product, that fetch a good mark. If you have a good quality impact and a publication related to the project work, will have good value. How we identify the project, how we are allocating, how we are monitoring, what are the evaluation method, and how this evaluation enhancing the students' performance, their graduate attributes development, all those things can be mentioned here, and how these projects contribute to the attainment of POs and PSOs. Then initiatives related to the industry interactions. In this, we can have the industry attached to laboratory. Suppose we have a lab from the nest or from some industry, or if we have some MOU with the industry that for every semester break, 25 students will be given an internship at their organization, whatever it may be. So industry institute interaction informations will be giving in this area. Industry internship, summer training. And even if we invite some people for the talk or initiative, all those things, what are the things we have done for the last 3 years, we can give it. Then that's about the criteria 2. And criteria 3, we have the course outcomes and program outcome. Establish the correlation between courses and the program outcomes and program specific outcomes. That means we have to make a tabular form in which we have already 12 program outcomes. We define, NBA has defined, and we put it in our site and in our SAR, and we can map these course outcomes. The SAR should include course outcomes of one course from each semester of study, starting from course outcome 101 to course outcome 408 or something like that. For every semester, we should have, or every course from one course from each semester should have that. We should include in the sample SAR. Then number of outcomes for a course is expected to be around 5 to 6. And if it is around 10 or 12, we will lose the mark for evaluation. If that is less than 5 or less than 5, again we lose. So this is a sample course outcome. We should have a course name, year of study. So this is ECT 203, year of study 2019-20. This is the some of the course outcome defined, and this is the target level we set for that particular course. Then we will be doing the attainment and gap analysis, all this basis from the target. While setting the course outcome, yesterday Dr. Teresemina Mahesh has explained how to frame a course outcome, what are the components and its mapping. She explained very nicely with the pedagogical skill and Bloom's taxonomy level. We should have all levels of course outcomes. Then this is showing about the course outcome mapping with the program outcome. So here, suppose EC 203 CO1, that is suppose in the 203 CO1, which is correlated with the 3 with the PO1, PO2, it is not having any correlation with the other PO. So this is the CO to PO mapping. Similarly, so this is the CO PO metric selection, that is starting from first year to last year, all the courses we can have PO1, PO2, their correlation 3, 2, 1, whatever it may be, 1, 2, 3. We can have some correlation mapping between the course and the program outcome. If you have some doubts in this mapping, and you can ask now or later also, there is no problem. Then this is the PO program level course PO metrics of all courses, including first year courses, that is C101. We have shown EC 203, whatever it may be, C101, 102, up to the last courses on the fourth year. So normally the number patterning is the year, then 1 for odd sum, 2 for the even number, and odd number for odd sum and even number. So we should have up to the last. This is the way we mapping for the PO and the CO. Similarly, we should have a mapping of PO and PSO. Then attainment of course outcome, which is in 50 mark. Describe the assessment process used to gather the data upon which the evaluation of course outcome. Can be direct assessment, can be indirect assessment. Each course outcome can be measured on the basis of some percentage. Suppose a 100 mark, suppose we are evaluating, suppose an internal evaluation is for a 50 mark. So there will be some component for the assignment, some component maybe for the series examination, some maybe for the module examination, some maybe for the attendance, each. Again, in each examination, suppose the first series we are conducting, first assessment, we are conducting on a 2 module, which maybe address our course outcome 1 and 3. So some percentage as per their correlation, this mapping and attainment will be tabulated. So data collection process, including the specific exam tutorial question, assignment, laboratory test, project evaluation, students portfolio. Okay, the internally developed assessment exams, project presentations, or oral exam. Then record the attainment of course outcome of all courses with respect to the set attainment level. So shown in that attainment level, I shown 5.1 or 5, 50%. So maximum grading is 3. So 3, I set the level of 50, and the different combination, that is normally when we take the final attainment calculation, 20% for the internal assessment and 80% for the university assignment. Internal attainment, whatever the value we got, we converted it into 20%. After the score into 0.2, or for the university into 0.8, we'll be finding out if it is more than 1.5 out of 3, then set the target value is 50%. That means we attained. Suppose I set this 50 and I got only 40 or 1.2, that means level is not attained. So I have to identify the gap, whether the marks was or the score was not good in the university examination. If then, what is the problem? Then we have to identify the solution for that for the next batch. Suppose this particular semester I am offering EC 203 logic circuit design. I set the target value of 60. So my expectation is 1.8 mark for that particular subject at the last, all tabulation end result. And student is getting only 1.6. So I will be looking back from where they lost or the outcome attainment was less. Suppose university question paper was very tough or beyond the syllabus or something like that, or students could not score marks in some particular examination. So I try to identify that whatever the gap identified, I should overcome or I should compensate for the next batch. If we can identify the gap and find a solution, surely our attainment will be better for the next batch. So next time, present time I kept it 60, next time I kept it 62. And if I'm getting 62, then I can keep it 70 for the other batch. We have to improve the attainment level every semester. Once we improve, it should not go down, because if you do sincerely with all the effort, surely the attainment level will not go down. Okay. I hope that is the attainment of course outcome and course outcomes. Program shall have set the course outcome attainment levels, measuring the course outcome attained through university exam. Target may be stated in the terms of percentage of students getting more than the university average marks or more are selected by the program in the final exam. For cases where the university does not provide the useful indicators like average or median mark, the program may choose an attainment level on its own with a justification. We should not set a target value less than pass percentage. That means we are not expecting even a pass from us. That should not. We should have a justifiable target value. Then attainment level 1, 60%, 2, 70%, level 3 is 80% of students scoring more than the university average percentage for such attainment level in the final examination. Then attainment is measured in terms of actual percentage of students getting certain percentage of mark. If targets are achieved, then all course outcomes are attained for that year. Program is expected to set higher target for the following years as part of the continuous improvement. As I already mentioned, the course outcomes of all the subject is calculated. That score we put it in the program outcome. We calculate the program outcomes with the correlation value, and then we'll be checking whether the program outcome is attained or not. If not attained, find the gap. Which component are? Suppose for a PO1, I have given around 25 subjects, and out of 25 subjects, 13 subjects we correlated with the 3, maximum correlation. And those subjects got very low value, or their values were less than the set value or targeted value. Surely we will not be able to attain the PO. So we can identify which are the courses scored less. So what was the problem in that course? We can ask the course coordinator what was the drawback or why you should not get the course outcome or the set value. We should go back. From program outcome, if not attaining, we have to find out the solution where it was lacking. The course outcome we are not obtaining, we should see which method, first series or second series or whatever. Means we should have an analysis and a corrective measures. If we can do that, then we'll be achieving the outcome-based accreditation and outcome-based education, outcome-based assessment, OBE and OBA. If targets are not achieved, the program should put in place an action plan to attain the target. Measuring CO attainments, already I mentioned. Target may be stated in terms of percentage of students getting more than class average. Then course outcome attainment, for example, assignment through the university exam, substantial 3, attainment through internal assessment, moderate 2, 80% for university, 20% for internal. So already I mentioned 80% of 3 plus 20% of 2, 2.4 plus 0.4, 2.8. Ultimately, that is a substantial. And this CO for a particular course, we find out that 203, we got a value of 2.8. This CO 203 is correlated with the PO1 with the 3. So this 2.8 will be there. If it is correlated with 1, that means 2.8 into 1 by 3 will be the score there. Okay. So that way we'll be putting the score and we can do the calculations. Then attainment of program outcome and program specific outcome. So all those things I mentioned, all will be writing and typing or listing in the document. Attainment of program outcomes and program specific outcomes. What is the process we use for the attainment, and sample calculations of the previous years we can give. Describe the assessment tools and process used for measuring the attainment. This much percentage for internal examination, in that for the series examination, in this much percentage for the oral examinations or quiz or activity. Provide the result evaluation of each PO and PSO, that is 40 and this is 10. Program shall set program outcome attainment level for all POs and PSOs. So this is showing a C101 attainment. Already we had a mapping. What the value we go to the sample calculation direct assessment. Suppose this PO1 C01 to C109. Let's suppose the civil courses. So what all the value we got it, we will be adding direct attainment, indirect attainment, So direct attainment, normally we take it from the series examination or the internal examination marks, and the indirect maybe from the surveys or the feedback. So then we are giving, suppose direct attainment, we are giving 80% and indirect 20. Again, we have to tabulate and we have to find out the last PO attainment value. Then we'll be looking into the students' criteria for students' performance criteria for 150 mark. So sanctioned intake for the 3 years, current academic -1, -2. Total number of students admitted in first year minus number of students migrated to the other programs or institution plus number of students migrated to this program. Means, suppose this we are giving about the program specific. In first year, sanctioned intake was 120. In first year, we are having 110 students. From that, second year, 10 students have been moved to computer science engineering. Then we have left with only 100. And we got 10 students from information technology. Then our strength become 110. That will be the total number of students admitted in the first year minus number of students migrated to the other programs and number of students migrated to this program. Means available students minus outgoing plus incoming. Then we will be adding the lateral entry students. So total, this will be the N1 plus N2 plus N3 separate division students if applicable. Suppose a year out students or some other students is there. So total number of students for the first year, current academic year -1, -2. This will be giving for the entire program. Then this is showing about the students' performance. This also we have to give current academic year. Current academic year students most probably in the first year. -1, there will be second years, third years, fourth years. And this is the last year going out. Suppose we are filing in 2021. This is for the 20 batch. This is for the 19 batch. This is for the 18 batch. Yeah. So these 3 pass out students and 4 present students. So 7 batch result will be giving. So current academic year, we may not have the first year. Current academic year -1, their first year result will be there. Second years, third years, their first and second will be there. For third years, first and second year will be there. For first year, second year, first year will be there. Third year, first and second will be there. Fourth years, they will have 3 years. And pass out students, they will have the result of all the 4 years. So this information we should give. And again, we have the two tables will be there. One with the backlog and another is without backlog. Number of students who are successfully graduated without backlogs in any semester or year of study from S1 to S8. The students who passed out without any arrear, not a single supply in any semester. No compartment or failures in any semester or any year of study. Another one more table is there. Number of students who successfully graduated with the backlog in stipulated period. Suppose a guy, 120 students were there, 10 students could not have some supply in first year. So here they have only 100 students are passed. Second year when it comes, they cleared it. Suppose when we say this batch in second year, first year supply they cleared. Here it is here it was 100. Here we can again have the 110. So we'll be keep on adding up with the backlog and without the backlog. So again we'll be giving for the 6 years informations. Then enrollment ratio, number of students admitted. If you have more than 90% of the enrolled students, we will be getting 20. If not, proportionately, if you have only 80%, this is having maximum 20 mark. So we will be getting, if 80% means 16 mark. 80% enrolled, then we will be getting, yeah. So this is having 10, we'll be giving a weightage of 20, 18, 16, 14, 12. If below 50%, it is 0. We are not eligible to apply. Then success rate in stipulated period of the program. Success rate without backlog, 25 mark. Without backlog 25, with the backlog 15. So we'll be calculating the number of students who have graduated the program without backlog by number of students admitted in the first year of that batch and actually admitted in second year via lateral entry and separate division if applicable. Total N will be where we calculate in the previous table. This N will be considered for calculating the total number of students in the program. And so 25 into average success index. So number we are taking 25 is the maximum. So average success index, suppose we have a success index of 1, then we'll get 25. Success index is 80% means 0.8, 20 mark we'll be getting. Successful students are those who permitted to proceed to the third year. And similarly, we have to give for the second year to first year to second year to third year to fourth year. We have to calculate the success index and average success index for the all the 3 years. Success index for the first year, second year, third year means 3. Current academic year -5, -4, -5. This is the information about the pass out student just last year going. Now, if you are applying, we can give the information of 2020 pass out, 2019, 2018. Then success rate in stipulated period. Suppose I have a supply in first year and I cleared. I am in a 1620 batch. Before 20th August or the result declaration, if I cleared, such students success index will be calculated 15 into those value. That's again success index will have part of the score. So the total 50 mark, 25 mark with the success index without backlog and 15 mark with the backlog tabulation will be doing it. So academic performance in third year. This way we'll be calculating for all the 3 years. And we'll be calculating for the current academic year minus. Then another one more will be calculating academic performance indicator. Academic performance indicator is the mean of the second year graduate grade point of all successful students on a 10-point scale. We have 120 students, 100 students pass all the subjects. So we will be taking the score of all 100 students. Those who pass 100 students means 100 will be taking the grade point average of all the 10 and we are taking its mean. And similarly, we have to calculate for all the year. Your success index is the number of passing. Academic performance is indicator is as per the grade point average. Along with the passing, to get a good score, good value, our student should have good percentage of mark, good grade point average. So to get a good grade point average, we know the grade depends upon the internal plus external. Majority of the university, 1/3 is the internal and 2/3 is the external. So internal is in our hand, where we should train our student to score the maximum internal mark. So their entire letter grading will be much higher. Suppose an outstanding letter grade is 136, 135, 90% out of 150. If internal is 50, they need only 85% mark to get an outstanding performance. So that we should focus, we should insist, and we should motivate the student to get the maximum internal mark or maximum participation. So similarly, this will be calculating for all the years, and then we are taking the academic performance indicator for the first year, second year, previous year, -1, -2, -3. We will be taking the average value. Then academic performance in second year, academic performance in third year, same process will continue for all the years. Then we will come into the placement, higher studies and entrepreneurship. We will have the number of students in the final year, current academic year -1, -2, -3. Number of students placed in the companies or government sector. Those who qualified for higher studies, number of students turned entrepreneur. So X plus Y plus Z by N. So we will be getting a score. Then we will be calculating for the P1, P2, P3 by 3 to get the average value. So this P1 we are tabulated with X plus Y plus Z by N. Then provide the placement data in below mentioned. Name of the student. Sorry, name of the student place, enrollment number, name of the employer, appointment letter, reference number with the date. All these documents they will be checking when they come for the evaluation. Then professional activities, professional societies, IEEE, ISA, ISME, whatever it may be. So that all should be in our mind. We should have the professional society membership and the activity should be done, and the students and chapter should be a live chapter, and their meeting minutes, all those things should be there. We can get file. That we should mention also in submitting the ESR, we should submit all this. Publication of technical magazines and newsletters. Then participation in inter-institution events by students of the program of study 10. We should encourage the students to participate in the inter-institution programs, intra-institution programs. That is constituting a 20 score. We should have the document, class-wise, year-wise document we should keep for all those things. Okay, so now the faculty information contribution criteria 5, which is having 200 mark, it is 11. We will break for a 5 minutes and we'll continue, we'll resume at 11:05. I hope it's okay. We'll resume the section at 11:05. We'll go for a small break, 5 minutes. You can relax in your own seat or you can have a cup of tea or coffee from your own home or office or wherever you are. It's an online program. I cannot or we cannot offer. If it's an offline program, surely we should have served a cup of tea and a piece of snacks or biscuit to you. Okay. So time being, we will stop for a 5 minute. Okay.
participants, please rejoin now. Professor K.G. Sadish Kumar will resume the session soon.
Yeah, good morning and welcome back. Could you have a cup of tea or coffee? I could. I don't know whether you got or not, but anyway, expecting you had a cup of coffee or tea or water, whatever you like. We'll continue. So the criteria 5, faculty information and contribution. This is the vital area, 200 point is there, and that can be contributed by we the faculty. Those who are in the department, if all contribute, we can get good percentage. And some of the area, while evaluating, we may not be able. We may not be means we may not have presently, but we can. Nothing is impossible. So we'll be giving a year-wise information, name of the faculty member, highest degree from university, year of attaining the highest qualification, association with the institution, designation, date on which designated as professor or associate, date of joining the institution, department, specialization, academic research, research paper publication, PhD guidance, faculty receiving PhD during the assessment years, currently associated, yes or no, date of leaving if no, nature of associations, regular or contract. Each of these points have some percentage of mark. They'll be putting, if we doesn't have any PhD guidance, that point will have 0. 0 means it is a deficiency. So this table we have to fill it. And then student faculty ratio calculation, as we already mentioned, U1, U2, U3, second year, third year, fourth year will be calculating. Then first year PG, second year PG, sanctioned index plus actual admitted lateral entry students, total number of students. Then this lateral entry is this much percentage is extra than the sanction. Total number will be, that will be the base. So total number of students, total number of faculty from the previous sheet, total number of students from the fourth criteria. So S by F ratio will be calculating. So this is the tabulation sheet which I shown. So here will be the UG 1 to U 1.1 first, second year, third year, fourth year. Similarly for one UG program, second UG program, third. So what we have calculated in the pre-qualifier, same information we should give, should match S1 by F1, S2 by F2, S3 by F3. If the ratio is 25:1, we can get. If it is more than 15, that means 1:15, they are looking for 20 out of 20. If it is 17, then 18, 19, 16, 21, 14, 23, 12, 25, 10. If more than 1:26, suppose, then value is 0. We will not get accreditation. So this area, that minimum we should have 50%, that 50, 1:25, that 10 mark we should get. Then faculty contribution, informal, regular and contractual faculty as per the format mentioned. So again, we are given in the pre-qualifier, same thing. And the faculty cadre ratio, required faculty, that is professors, how as per AICTE norm, 1:2:6. Suppose we have an 18 members in the department, 1 professor, 2 associates, and 18 members in the department will have 2 professors, 1:2, 4 associates, and 12 assistant professor. So we'll be writing here the value. Required is 2, available 1 or 2. So we'll be calculating the value. Required faculty, available faculty in professor cadre for the last 3 years. Then we'll be taking the average. Associate in that cadre, assistant cadre. So we'll be looking here. The cadre ratio is maintained 1:2:6. 9 faculty there, 1 professor, 2 associate, and 6 assistant professor. We are looking it. So then we'll be finding out the cadre ratio, AF1 by RF1 plus AF2 by AF2 into 0.6 by RF2, AF3 into 0.4 by RF3, where AF1 is available faculty in the professor cadre, then associate, then assistant professor. That weightage we are considering 0.4, 0.6, 1. That is 1:2:3 ratio. Then we multiplying with the 12.5. Not all the score we get, that we have to show. Then faculty qualification, 2 into 10x plus 4y by F. where X is the faculty with the PhD, Y is the regular with the MTech. F is the number of faculty required to complete 20:1. We are looking for a 20:1 faculty cadre ratio, 2.5 into 10x plus 4. If more number of PhD, we will get a better score. Then faculty retention, retentivity. If retentivity means how long you are in the department. If 90% of required faculty members retain during the period of assessment, keeping -2 as base year, means for the last 3 years, if you are here and suppose 30 faculty in the department, 27 of them are above or here in the department for more than 3 years, surely we'll get full mark. And 75% of the faculty, then 20, 60%, 15, 50% will be getting 10. The earlier input-output model, they are looking for the total period. Suppose as HOD is having 20 years experience in the department, a junior most is having a 1 year, 20 plus and divided by 2, 11.5. That way there. But present outcome-based accreditation, they are doing for the last 3 years, how many percentage of faculty retain for the program. Then innovation by faculty in teaching learning process means what are the ICT enabled teaching, what are the different methods used for the delivery method. Then the work must be made available on the institute website, peer review, critique the work must be producible and developed. So what all the activity we done, which way we are have the innovative idea teaching learning, that should be summarized and we should give a description the entire department. Then faculty as participant in faculty development training STTPs. So a faculty score maximum 5 points for participation. Participation 2 to 5 days faculty development program, 3 points. 5 days faculty or faculty development program, 5 points. If 5 days we have a 5 points. So this particular program, if you are attending as per AICTE norms, this STTP we can get 5 points for one faculty who is attending. They are attending more than 5 days. It's a 6 days program. So current maximum 5 for faculty. You can write the name of the faculty and how many program they attended. We can put the score. We can add it, divide it. All will be dividing with the total number of faculty in the department. So if all faculty, 30 faculty, all are attending workshop, we will be getting 5 out of 5 for this area. Maximum marks limited to 3 into 5. So 15 we can get, or proportionately we will lose also. Research and development, academic research, number of quality publications in referred SCI journal, citation book 15, PhD graded or PhD awarded during the assessment period 5. If we doesn't have, then we will lose this 20 mark. Then sponsored research, if you have some project for funded project, more than 20 lakh 5. If it is less than 4 to 8, 1 mark. If less than 4 lakh funded project, 0 mark. So we should look for at least 4 lakh. It's again for the department total. Faculty information and contribute, that is development activities, product development, research laboratories, instructional materials, working models and chart and monogram. What are the product we developed in the department? What are the additional research laboratories, instructional material we developed? All those will contribute some percentage of mark. Consultancy, if you have more than 10 lakh amount consultancy in that year, the average 3 year will get 5. If it is less than 2, will not be considered. So more than 2 lakhs will be considered with the 1 mark. When we say we should show the income, expenditure, all those statements when they come for the inspection. Then faculty performance appraisal and development system. Do the institution have some sort of faculty appraisal policies? As per the AICTE, that increment is based on the performance based index. So do we have a set pattern as with the norms of AICTE? And the institution should have, and there should be a faculty appraisal system. All those things, what is our procedure for this one and our implementation and its effectiveness we should mention. Then visiting and adjunct faculty, how many are there? Provision for inviting, having visiting adjunct and emeritus faculty, 1. If they are taken 50 hours per year interaction, then we will get 9. So total 10 mark. If just for the namesake, if they are coming and going, we will not get any mark. So if they are here for 3 marks for that year. For 3 years, they are continuously, then for every year, they should have 50 hours. 150 hours on adjunct professor is what we will be getting 9. It's not necessary. Same faculty is working for all the 3 years. Adequate and well-equipped laboratory and technical manpower. That's the criteria 6. Name of the lab, number of students per batch, whether individually they are doing or 2 or 3. Name of the important equipment, weekly utilization status, all the courses which the lab is utilized. Name of the technical staff, designation, qualification, technical manpower, support. How many labs are there? All this information, which lab, which faculty, how many hours it is used. Additional facility created, improving quality learning experience. Beyond the curriculum, which are the labs we created, what for we are using, reason for creating facility, how utilized, areas in which students are expected to have enhanced learning, relevance to the which POs and PSO. That mapping, 25 marks for the additional laboratory beyond the curriculum. Then laboratory maintenance and overall ambience, how we are doing the lab equipment maintenance, how it looks, all those things we should give. Project laboratory, do we have a project laboratory, whether students are working beyond the time, whether the lab staff is available beyond the working hour for the helping students, all those things. Safety measures in laboratory, name of the lab, safety measures, fire extinguishers, or some first aid box, depends upon all the electrical safety precautions. All those things we should define and mention. Then action taken based on the result of evaluation of each POs and PSOs. Means we are identifying the weaknesses of the, on the 2020, one batch is passed out. We calculate the PO and PSOs. We find out the attainment level. If it is below the targeted value, what are the reasons? And what action to be written that we should give in the each PO statement, PO1, target level, attainment level, observations, why we didn't score. We should give the explanation for all the 12 program outcomes like this. Then academic audit and action taken thereof during the period of assessment. Do we have an academic audit system? If, what are the process, how it is implemented? Now we may have the IQAC may be doing the internal auditing, and external auditors may be their academic audit. All those information we should write and we should keep the document. Placement higher studies, what are the placement training, how many students are given, quality placement, core industry, pay package, then higher studies performance in GATE, GRE, GMAT, CAT, underpun, how many underpunners, batch wise is there, that information we should give. Improvement in the quality of students admitted to the program, national level entrance examinations, name of the entrance exam like GATE, CAT, MAT, whatever, then level, number of students admitted, opening score, closing score, whatever the, based on the improvement in terms of rank and score in qualifying state level, national level entrance express. So this admission level plus every year, what is the number of students admitted, what was the rank, what are the closing score for the 3 years. Then first year academics, that's a criteria is the programs institutional specific. We'll be giving number of students admitted, intake strength for all the branches, for all the program, all the branches, all the programs together, number of faculty considering the fractional load. This is for the first year courses. Then first year student faculty ratio, then assessment 5 into 20 by, that is maximum we can get up to 5 mark. Suppose 1:20 is that we will get 5. Then again qualification, first year teachers XYZ, the way we calculated in the institute program specific. Here we will be considering the faculty allocated. Suppose a faculty is taking 4 hours in first year and 8 hours in higher semester, and he's a professor, then his 25% is for the first year and 75% is for the third UG, other than the first year. So we can take the fractional calculation and find out the total number of XYZ. All those things should be tabulated. First year academic performance, their first year result, then their attainment score of the first year courses, recorded the attainment course outcome, all the first year courses. All this we should list the details, gather the data upon with the evaluation of the course. First year academics indicating the result and evaluation of each relevant, each PO and PSO. Then this is similar, the way we're done in for the program. Here we'll be doing for the first year course 101 to 102. Mapping, everything is same. Then attainment gap identification for first year P0, P1 to P12, and action statement. Then criteria 9, student support system, mentoring the system to help individual level. Do we have a professional counselors? Do we have a mentoring system? What are the availability, number of faculty, all those things. Then feedback analysis and reward and corrective measures taken, if any. We have to, what are the mechanism for feedback taken from the students? What are the corrective measures we have taken? That we should have the document and explanations. Then feedback on facilities. Do we take a feedback on facilities from the students? If what is the procedure? All the stakeholders, self-learning provisions available in the college or encouragement, career guidance, training, placement. All these generic aspects we should take a feedback and make the analysis and corrective measures. Then entrepreneurship skill, entrepreneurship cell, co-curricular and extracurricular activities, then CC, NSS, whatever the NAQR or whatever the curricular activity we create or we provide the facilities. Then financial resources, that is organization, governance and transparency. That is the criteria 10. Then transparency of the starting from the vision, mission of the institute, whether properly defined, properly discussed, those things will be there. Then vision statement of the institute, governing body, administrative setup, functions of various bodies, service rules, procedure, recruitment and promotional policies. That's our HR policies. List of meeting minutes, published rules, including service rules, policies and procedures. Year of publication shall be listed. All those things we should give it in this areas while submitting the SIR. List the name of faculty members who have been delegated powers for taking administrative decisions. What are the powers of HOD, deans, or class teacher or staff advisor? All those things should be listed. Delegation of financial powers. What is the maximum power delegated to the principal, HOD, or level in charge of workshop and laboratories? Demonstrate the utilization of financial power for each year. That also. Transparency and availability of correct, unambiguous information in public domain. How well organized our website, how the informations are laid out in the different parts of the college. Then we have budget allocation, utilization and public accounting at the institution level. Do we have an audited account statement published in the website? Total income at the institute at different levels. Again, we have to give in a tabular form. Current financial year, -1, -2, -3, which will be the 3 previous year and present years. We should give the details. The procedure is total income in current financial year from the fees, from the government, from the grants or other sources. This is the income side. Expenditure, recurring including salary, non-recurring, special projects or any other specified expenditure per student we have to find out. Then infrastructure built up for each subheading, library, laboratory equipment, consumable, teaching and non-teaching staff salary, maintenance and R&D, training and travel, miscellaneous expenses and other specific that we have to give for what is budgeted, what is actual expenses for the current year plus 3 previous years. That they will be looking budgeted and actual expenses almost to meet. If actual expense is more, it's okay, but if it is very less, suppose we budgeted 3 lakhs for library and utilized 0, that gives a negative comment while giving the score. Then adequacy of budget allocation, utilization of allocated fund, then availability of audited statement in the institution website, program specific budget allocation, utilization, total budget at program level. So normal procedure, there may be a procedure to give the department budget to the management. Management may take the decision or the budget from the different department or the program from the college. They'll be tabulating and giving. Suppose we ask for 50 lakhs per year, they given 30. So after that 30 lakh, how much we have utilized, all those things will be, document should be there, they'll be checking. That for the 4 years we should have current financial plus 3. Then total budget non-recurring, recurring, actual expenditure non-recurring, recurring, total. Some of these activities related to the finance department, but we should give the information. Then this should be prepared for first current financial year. Similarly, we have to prepare for all the years in the laboratory, software, laboratory consumable, maintenance, R&D, training, travel, miscellaneous, total. Then library and internet, how much we have 20 mark, quality of learning resources available in hard and soft in library, Do we have the total number of publications and volume as per the AICTE norms? Do we have how effectively our students utilize? What are the supporting mechanisms to make the students to learn or to use the facilities? Do our libraries a user-friendly atmosphere? Such all informations. What are the facility we provide to attract the students? All those things we'll be describing here. While coming for inspection, they'll be interacting from different people and asking all these questions. Internet, name of the internet service provider, available bandwidth, Wi-Fi availability, internet access in labs, classroom, library, offices, hostels, all other areas. With that, we will be completing the SAR. It will, after that, at the end of the SAR, for each program, it will be giving a declaration by the head of the institution, the principal. I undertake the institution is well aware. That's giving the clarity that we are aware about the provisions in the NBS accreditation manual, concern for this application, rules, regulations, notification, and NBA expert visit guidelines enforced as on date, and the institution shall fully abide by them. It is submitted that the information provided in the SAR is factually correct. I understand and agree that an appropriate disciplinary action against the institution will be initiated by the NBA in case any false statement or information is observed during pre-visit, visit, post-visits, and subsequent grant of accreditation. Place, date, signature. So yesterday I discussed what are the if you give a false information in pre-qualifier or in SAR or during visit or after visit, what are the penalty that they told yesterday. So that declaration the head of the institution is giving. With that, SAR is ready. So this is showing about a brief visit schedule about a tier 2 institution. So team, as I mentioned yesterday, chairperson will be there for one program, 2 evaluators will be there. Day 0, they'll be meeting at hotel. They'll be making a comment on the pre-visit reports. They'll be finding out, they'll be identifying and discussing issues common to the all the program. They may have a dinner and wait. That's the day 0 visit. Day 0. Day 1, the objective of showing this slide is we should understand what are the areas they will be visiting. That's only. The entire team is coming to the college, time by time schedule. It is there 9 to 10. Team and management, or there will be interaction with the entire team and management, institute representative. That is HODs and senior professors, and will be there. Principal's presentation. They say it is 10 minutes. Normally it go around, certainly not more than 45 minutes. They are given here 10, but it will go around 45 to 1 hour. Then they will be asking question. It may go around up to 10:30, something like 9 o'clock it starts. It go around 10:30, 11. After 11, the 10:20 to 12:30, chairperson visits central facilities, first year lab, meet first year faculty, faculty. So this he may not be able to complete it normally in last couple of visits. As in, they will not be able to complete it, but they will do this within that day. Then after this, normally this is the time where he goes for this, and they will be distributing all these evaluators to the different places. As per the schedule in the morning, then after tea break, the HOD's presentation. Normally it does in the afternoon. It most probably will be getting the time in the afternoon. In the morning, they will be busy with some more other activities of this general facility visit. Then meeting with the program faculty. After the HOD's presentation, they will try to finish the meeting with the HOD, the department faculty separately on the same day. Individual meeting with the few faculty as desired by the expert to share the thoughts and their team. So up to this lunch program, most probably they'll be completing by the evening. But normally it happens. Working lunch at the college. Then this observation 1, 2, 3 I mentioned, that observation is nothing but in this interaction, when he visits the first year labs, lab and meeting the common facility, he'll be looking into the different criteria. Criteria 1, PEOs, more significant. He'll be looking where the PEOs, mission are laid, whether it is there or not. During these visits or during this meeting, they will be checking, or they will be putting the scoring the mark for each criteria. Each criteria they will be observing, and they're putting some mark in that observation sheet. So these observations are for the different criteria for the different people. Discussing and study the admin different committee that chairman will be doing on the chairperson will be doing the administrative matters, including our salary, all those things. And the experts will be visiting to the laboratory. This normally they does in the second day. Similarly, they'll be going, this is for the first day afternoon they plan, but normally it is done in the second day morning. So second day they plan, they'll be visiting the classes. They may in a team may enter to all the classes, or they may distribute among themselves and go to the different class. Anyway, they will be visiting to the different classes. Then budget allocation will be done, our study will be done by the chairperson. After the lunch, again they will be visiting to the chairperson will be visiting the placement cell, study all the evidence of the PO. Afternoon, visit and study project toward the attainment of the POs. Chairman will be interacting with the alumni, parents and employees, separate meeting. Along with the chairperson, normally the evaluation team who completed their work, they may be also called. Then the whole college faculty meeting, all students meeting. All students means not 3,000 students together. They may be randomly calling. They'll be giving from the list of students a random numbers. We have to make them around 300, 400, depends upon the auditorium capacity. We can make them do sit. Then that's the second day evening, they'll be preparing the report. And they'll be next day, third day, it's mainly the exit meeting where they'll be discussing about the our strength, weakness, and all those things. With that, our accreditation process will be, inspection will be over. Now, I will focus on the how they will put the mark for each criteria. So, previously the almost similar table I shown to show about the SIR. Now the criteria, when they come for the evaluation, they have an Excel sheet or a PDF format will be there. In that, the vision mission statement 60, they'll be having stating the vision mission of the department and institution. We are having the 5 mark. In that, availability of the vision mission statement of the department 1. So there will be 2 columns. 1 column they will be awarded mark, allotted mark and awarded 1 to 1 means 100%. They will be marking with a grading of Y. They will be marking with the scale of Y. If appropriateness and relevance of the statement, whether it is correct, consistency of the department statement with the institution, if it is correct, they will give 2 out of 2. They will be giving Y. So this 1, 2, each, this will be 1.1, 1.1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.1, 1.3. So they will be making a column or tabular format, allotted, actual, awarded, and they will be seeing if it is allotted mark is above 80% of the, sorry, awarded mark is above 80% of the allotted mark, then we will be getting the Y. If it is 60%, then we will be getting, that is 80 to 100 will be getting Y, 60 to 79 will be concerned C, and 40 to 59 it will be weakness. Below 40 it is deficient, and some of the criteria, if you have the deficient, we will not get the accreditation. That's the objective of showing this. So this 5 mark is divided 1 to 2. When we do a self-evaluation of our program, we also should make a paper or a chart like this, bulleted form, and see where all we have, and put the mark and see whether are we eligible for the accreditation. 1 to 2. Then 1.25 mark, listing the PO. If PO is well defined, the PO 3 to 5, PO is there 5 out of 5. If they give 3, they are not they are not convinced, or that our POs are not well defined, they may give 3 or they may give 2. If they give 2, then it is a deficient. If they give 3, it is a concerned. Then this 10 mark indicate where and how the vision mission POs are published and disseminated. 2 mark for adequacy in respect of publication and dissemination. Process of dissemination among stakeholders. Whether this are we publishing this vision mission PO statements, do our parents know, do our students know, do our industry know, like that, where all we publish it. The extent of awareness of vision mission and PO among the stakeholders, 6 mark. If during the PE or that meeting, if once the chairperson asked one of the parent, do you know what is PEO? Luckily, that one parent told us it's some objective that they discussed in some of our meeting. That means we have disseminated. If all they said, oh, we don't know what is PEO, the exact definition and all, parents may need not to know, but they should know something like vision, mission, PEO. Such informations are there. Accordingly, they will be putting the mark 2 to 4. Means each criteria, this criteria 60, That is further divided into different 5, 10, 20, 50, like that 15. So establish consistency of POs with the mission of the department, 15. Preparation of the chart metrics, that which I shown in the beginning, that 5. Consistency and justification and correlation, 10. They are satisfied if they feel it's good, 80% and above will get 10. If they give 6 means it's a concern. If they give 4, it's a deficient. Accordingly, we can prepare the mark. Similarly, for the program curriculum 10, 20 mark. 10 is defined for the process, 10 mark for the state, the process used to identify the extent of compliance of university curriculum for the attaining the program outcome. And in that process used to identify the extent of compliance, 6 mark. With the curricular gap, 4 mark. So 10. So again, there can be the assessment will be, they will be putting YCWD. Y means fully compliant, more than 80% of the score. Similarly, for all these criteria, they will be putting the score. So while submitting the SAR and while submitting the SAR, ensure all these we have the some points or some criteria or some information related to all sub points. Not directly we are writing this point and writing the matter. Instead of that, in our minds, we should get 10 out of 10. So what all the things required? Make it readily available, then apply for the SAR. That's what my suggestion. See, each subsection, all these things are available in the what is called our accreditation manual, NB accreditation manual for UG Tier 1, Tier 2, diploma, all those things. So from there only, for showing this purpose, I have tabulated or shown here. So in this PPT, we have all the sub points. 2, 5, 3 are the 10 splitting. Each we should have Y. So lastly, they will be tabulating for 2.2. Here you can see 25. Describe the process of teaching learning. Adherence to academic calendar moon 3. So it's yes. Use of various instructional methods of pedagogical initiative 3. Suppose we are using only blackboard and chalk, whiteboard, board and chalk teaching, no ICT enabled classes or no video lectures, no YouTube material, they may not give mark here. Methodology to support weak students, remedial measures, quality of classroom teaching, observation class. They will be when they are coming to the class. If you are taking the multimedia classes, suppose with the help of ICT enabled or a projector, a PPT, board, all other material, it's a quality of teachers. They will give 3 or 0, depends upon. Experiment observation in the lab 3. Continuous assessment in the laboratory. Student feedback on teaching learning process. This they will be taking during the interaction or meeting. Means the subsections of each criteria will be evaluated at different time, different locations. So then they will be combining. Exit meeting, if they say you doesn't have any ICT enabled classroom, then we can suppose, unfortunately, the evaluator is entered to a classroom and in that classroom that projector was dead that day or it was not available. But remaining all the classes are there. If he is not seeing and he say there is no ICT enabled classroom, if he put the 0, then we can suggest, sir, it was not like that we are having this many projector or ICT enabled classrooms. So this particular class, it was not there. That was something like that. So they may correct it. They may come and see and correct it. That's the role of ours in the exit meeting. So this subsection, each subsection, we should have the score. Then this is the quality of internal semester question paper and assignment. So for the proof, we should have the question paper. If the quality is very poor, there is no Bloom's taxonomy level is not, Bloom's level is not followed. Surely we will getting very less score. If minimum score is not there, if wherever we lose a mark out of this 20, if we are getting only 12, we lost 8 mark out of 7, out of 1000. If 750 we get it, with the minimum 7Y, we will get 6 years accreditation. If we get below 598, then we will not get accreditation. So every individual or single mark is accounted for the accreditation. So we should, when we give an assignment question, should have a quality assignment question. A series question paper, you should have it. When the university question paper, we doesn't have any control about the quality or matter. But the internal examination questions, what we said, we should have a high quality questions with the Bloom's taxonomy level and evaluation, assignment, student score. All these things can contribute it. That meeting also, in the HOD's presentation also, we can say the external question, we doesn't have any control. External university, we are affiliated to university. But this is the condition where the tier 1 institution, they are doing everything by them. So their autonomy in academic activity. So their question paper for the internal as well as the end semester exam should have high quality. If not, they will lose the mark there. That is the one of the difference between the tier 1 and tier 2. If you are affiliated system, then our facilities in our control of the question paper for the end semester examination is very, very less. Quality of students project, that's again in our hand. So like that, all 10 criteria we will be evaluating. If you go through one by one, all these point, mark and points and check. You go physically with your, make this evaluation report with you or evaluation sheet with you, make 2 columns. One is maximum mark, this 5, 5, 5. Then make another one awarded. You go, or you can call somebody from the other department to your department. Let them come and evaluate yours, and you show. Let them put the mark, impartial marking, audit, check how many Y, how many C, how many W, how many deficient. Are we eligible? If not, how can we improve it? How can I improve the laboratory? Suppose the laboratory is not utilized for the outside working hour, so we can make a decision thereafter. Lab should be kept open from evening 5 to 8 if students are there. If the students are coming, make a document. Student lab is open from 5 to 8. Students are coming. Suppose we are conducting a remedial class in the late evening or whatever the time it may be, early morning. Make a document. Show that yes, we have made it, and show what the result has affected or result how our remedial measures has given to a better result or better impact on the students' activity. So that way, we should keep the document and information for all these things. 5, 5, 5. Then industrial training tours for students, industrial internship and summer, means each and every aspect, one by one, they will be checking during the interaction, either with the student or with the faculty or during our presentation or from our file. We cannot just blame, or we cannot just cheat them. We cannot just say this. They will not. They will ask questions to questions and questions and questions on a same criteria or same factor till they get a convincing answer. Or they'll tell, no, you listen down. Don't show me all this bogus thing. That way they'll tell. So we should be thorough in all these aspects. Then course outcomes and program outcome. Establish the correlation between COs and POs. If the correlation is there in that course outcome, we have 5 evidence of COs being defined for every course. You should have, suppose first semester we have 6 courses, like that 8 semesters are there, 48 courses. We should have the course outcomes of all the 48. If it is there, they'll give 5. Then metrics, COPO mapping, COPSO mapping. If mapping is if well explained, the table is there, then 5 out of 5. Again, depends upon that individual. Say this is not good. If they are not giving mark, we cannot do. But generally, depends upon our quality and this. They will give at least a concern about 60% mark. If very poor, then only they will giving a deficient below 40%. Below 40 means we are not qualified. Okay. Weakness will be between 40 to 59, and program level course PO PSO metrics. All this mapping, COPO we are having 120 mark. One of the major contributing area other than the faculty contribution. So that 120 mark and the majority area we can get that mark also. Then attainment of course outcome, list of assessment process, 2 mark. Quality and relevance of assessment process and tools used. Verify the attainment level as per the benchmark set for all courses. It's a 40 mark we have, 40 plus 10. So attainment, gap analysis, if you are doing perfectly, we can get mark. If not, we doesn't have the process, we doesn't have good quality question, surely we will not get this 40 out of 40. Even we may get 10 or 5. We are not qualified. Then attainment of program outcome and program specific outcome. Again, list of assessment tools and process. Direct assessment, indirect assessment, what percentage for internal examinations, external, all those things. Quality and relevance of assessment tools and processes used. Verification of documents, results, and level of attainment of each PO and PSO, 24. Overall level of attainment, 16. We set different target level, and if we attain, So once when we are done at the one of the inspection before 2017, I hope, in the accreditation, we set the value and we attained all the score above the set value. Then that chairperson asked, what is the use of that? Set the value 3, our graph was showing all is coming about 2.75. We have not done any wrong calculation. The way we set the target, literally if you are getting 2.75, there is no scope for improvement. Majority of them were above the attainment level, then there is no scope for improvement. So our set value tabulation, we are giving some percentage of mark for attendance 10 out of 10. That mode of that evaluation pattern where what we selected was not correct or some changes. So the second time when we came, we changed our evaluation pattern, that attainment level. When we calculated properly, we come to know majority of the attainment we are not getting. That's okay. If we are having an improvement, when we show the document of last 3 pass out year, if we have improvement in the score, we'll get a better mark. Then we are achieving the total mark and waiting at the top level. There's a scope for improvement should be in our process and tabulations and calculations. That should be in our mind. Then enrollment ratio, more than 90% students will be getting 20, 80. This already I mentioned in the pre-qualifier area. Then success index, if you have a 1, success index is 1, then we'll be getting 25 or whatever percentage will come. Success index without backlog, with the backlog. Then academic performance in 3rd year, 2nd year, 1st year, all those years will be have the separate mark. So we should have the score sheet which is given by the university in our file to show the proof. Okay. Similarly, for all the criteria, this is for the academic performance in 3rd year. Then placement and higher studies, assessment point 40 into average 3 years X, Y, Z. X is the placement, Y is the qualifying exam, that is higher education, Z is the entrepreneurship that we have discussed. Okay. Then professional activities, 3+2, quality relevance, publication of technical material, 3+2, print and online material. Similarly, that 150 mark, and we'll be tabulating total mark. And if it is more than 80%, 120 we got. That is Y. If you are getting only 75, that is weakness. 75 is 50% is weakness. Out of 10 criteria, if you have more than 7 with the Y, full 80% mark, we are getting more than 80%. If you are getting more than 80% mark in 7 criteria, then we will be getting accreditation for 6 years, provided we are 750. If it is only 5 got, total score is 750, but 5 is having only Y, we will not get 6 years. So that is the significance of Y. Individual bullet wise and criteria wise, we should have the overall Y. Then I'll come to the faculty contribution, the student faculty ratio. Okay, we have 1:15, we can get 20 mark. That's okay, we can get it. Then if it is 70 proportionately, cadre ratio, that faculty qualification, then faculty retention, innovation of the faculty. The work must be made available in website. The work must be reproducible, develop a statement on clear goals. Some patent area. Patent is not that easy for every faculty. The research and development area, academic, number of quality publication. If it's SCI, journal or citation, we will be getting 6. That again, PhD graded, not graded. If no PhD student in the department or we are not graded, no faculty from the department is graded, that this area is 4. That 4 mark we are lost, only 6 if you have some quality publication. That is also not there, then this criteria 10 out of, even if you get a 4, it is a 0, it's a deficient. 4 mark will be calculated for out of 1000, but that YCW when we are calculating, if it is for doesn't funded research, if it is about 20 lakhs only, we will be having 5. If it is less than 4 lakh, 0 mark. Then development activities, if you develop a product, then okay, research laboratory. So consultancy, if it is above 10 lakh, we'll get 5. So this is, we can get, but not that much easy to get 10 lakh consultancy work for every faculty or a good number of faculty. So these areas, sometimes we may lose the mark. So wherever possible as an individual, we should try to get it. Faculty performance appraisal system, well defined 10, implementation and its effectiveness 20. provision of visiting process, that 1 and 3, 9. We have the adjunct process, but they are taking only once in a while, we will not get the mark. Then adequate and well-equipped facilities. These areas facility-wise, if we have, we will be getting almost full. Then criteria 7, criteria 8 for the first year. Again, that same process like faculty ratio, qualification of faculty, faculty cadre ratio, outcome attainment, then gap analysis, then appropriate action taken to reveal or change the PO and PSO, then student support system. 8, 9, 10 criteria, both the chairperson and the evaluation team will be evaluating. They will give their own feedback collection, career guidance and training, then self-learning facilities. All these 1, 4, 3, 3, 4, we should go through and we should correct it for that. Then governance and institutional support, state the vision, mission of the institution, whether it is there or not. If it is there, 2 mark. If the relevance is 3 mark, it's a dissemination. Then governing body meeting, council, all those things. You can see 4, 3, 3, sub marking is there. Then 1 to 7, action taken report. For every meeting, we should have a minutes of the meeting and action taken. And if not there, we have a PTA meeting, we have a PTA feedback, but we are not done analysis, this mark will be 0. Financial power delegation and utilization, adequacy and utilization is on 7. Then information and policies on transparent availability in the website. Then quantum of budget allocation, justification of budget allocated for 3 years. Then utilization of budget, availability of the audited statement to be tabulated in consultation. Quantum of budget allocation, justification, budget allocation, all those things, each bullet we should see where maximum mark is there or more mark, we should focus. Network, internet available bandwidth, Wi-Fi, the number of students and bandwidths are some good correlation, will get good mark. Internet access in the different places, security mechanism in internet. Then this is all about the evaluators. Similarly, chairperson's visit, that is institutional details, UG, PG, total number. Here, he will be writing the marks awarded for each criteria. By CWD depends. If it's above 80, they will be writing by. If it is between 60 to 79, they will be writing CWD. Then totally, he'll be counting how many Y, how many C, how many W, how many D. And then accordingly, they will decide about this is the chairperson's or chairman's report, which is giving to the NBA. Then something similar to one book information will be there. This is the nutshell given in the front page. Then this is the evaluation criteria evaluated by for the section 8, 9, 10 by the evaluator, that is the institution specific information, overall grade for each one. They'll be writing. This is what I was telling. Mark awarded, total mark 5 is awarded, given is 3. Then overall mark, this is for each subsection, and for this entire they'll be doing for the, here we have the 5, so they are given 3. 5 is awarded 3, another one is having 5, allocated 2. So along with we'll be writing by CWD. Y means 80% above, C is 60 to 79, weakness is 50 to 40 to 59, deficiency is 0. Then anything other than the Y, they should give the reason for CWD. That, and all these reasons we should correct it when we go for the next time or when we are submitting the complaints report. So this document will help us to work well on the evaluation process and working. So total mark for each criteria. Then I would like to conclude by staying work with the NBA. Even though it is tedious, torturous and terrible, once our program get accredited, no words to express the happiness. If we systematically study the accreditation manual or attend the some NBA accreditation workshops and start working from the day 1 till the process, surely we can get some of the information. We cannot make it in a day. Please take some data, require 2 years or 3 years. Start working. If take decision, if you are not, college is not accredited, go through this, find out the gap, which are the area we doesn't have this enough score or the information. If number of PhD is less than 20%, try to recruit it or encourage the faculty to get minimum 2 years, these 2 professors or 1 professor and 1 associate or PhD. Wherever the gap is there, rectify it and go for the accreditation. It will take around 5 to 6 months for the inspections and all. So work for that. And I wish all those who are listening and those who are from not accredited colleges, let them get the accreditation with 6 years. If you need any help in this regard, what are the knowledge, what are the experience I have, I'm able to share with you. Can interact with you or your colleagues whenever you contact me or whenever you call me. There is no problem. Within the stipulated period or the time, within the 2 hours, I try to run around the entire process. It's a around 6-7 months program of the process. I explained in totally 4 hours. So surely one little bit fast and little majority of the areas I could address it. If you have any doubt, you can ask me now through the chat box or through the question, or you can mail me and ask, or you can contact me or my phone number, or can through this is my WhatsApp number also. I am happy and feel pleasant to interact with the people and for helping for getting accreditation. Very happy when all the colleges got accredited, because all this will be contributing for our accreditation status in the Washington Accord. The way we get accredited for every 3 year or 6 year, similarly in the Washington Accord, when that team will come and inspect our India NBA National Board accreditation, our score should be higher and we should continue with this permanent signatory of the signature membership. Thank you. I remain. You can ask some doubt. If some questions are in the chat or through the phone, you can ask. I stop it here. Thank you. Thank you, dear participant, for listening me for last 2 days, almost 4 hours plus. Okay. Thank you. I'll continue. If you have some questions, I will clear it.
Participants can post their queries in the chat box. Sir, we have a question. Should the department have an audited statement?
Yeah, we should have a academic department should have an audited statement. When they are coming for the inspection, they will be asking for the department budget allocation, department budget utilization, and audited. More than the department audited statement, college budget or the audited statement should be published in the college website. That is having 3 marks, if my memory is correct. If the audited the statement is put it in the college website, we are getting 3. If it is not there, we are getting 0. Each mark in the subheading contributing to the accreditation for 3 years or 6 years. I know a college, they got 598. They didn't get the accreditation. Another college got 645. They didn't get the accreditation because some area they were deficient. That especially in the faculty contribution area, if it is in the minimum score, we will not get it. So each mark is contributing for the accreditation purpose. Yeah. Audited statement is department, if it is there, very good. At least the institutional audited statement should be published in the website.
Okay, sir. What are the questions asked by the committee to the teachers?
What are the questions asked by the committee to the teacher? Okay. All these 10 criteria, if you go through the criteria, starting from vision, mission to the governance and support, from each criteria, they can ask some question to the faculty. The HOD will not be in that meeting. They will be asking, do you know vision, mission, PO, PO of your department? How are you involved in this? Do you know how to calculate the PO attainment or CO attainment of your post? Are you doing it, or HOD is doing, or some other agency is doing? So each aspects in this, they will be asking as a faculty, how we are doing evaluation, how we are doing the question. Do we have some question scrutiny committee in the department? That is related to the teaching, learning, and course outcome. Do you get some benefit if you have a funded project on the DST? If you get a 10 lakh funded project, that faculty individual contribution, do the management take the money from you or something like that? So they'll be asking the facilities that from each criteria, starting from 1 vision, mission, then 2 the teaching, learning, 3 the program outcome, student availability, faculty contribution, then support system, continuous improvement. All this they can ask. The project report, they're coming to the lab, they may be interacting, they may ask you to do an experiment. Then they are coming to the class, they may sit and ask a question to you from your explanation. They may tell, Mom, it is not clear, can you explain once again? Some of the young teachers, not the young, senior teachers get nervous during that process. I've seen. Because I visited along with the team, HOD will be there when they are going to the lab and all other places, except the meeting with the students, meeting with the parent, meeting with the faculty. So they can ask any question. Welfare measures, suppose in the institutional presentation, principal says that we give for a private institution, we give 6-month maternity leave with full salary. They may be asking you. They say we have a insurance coverage, we have a provident fund, or we have an ESI or whatever. But they show many welfare point, and if that the team is asking and you are not able to answer, means it is not there. So you should know. They'll be asking, do you know the HR policy of your college? Do you know the leave regulations? Do you know what are the facility you have? Do you have a hostel facility? Do you have a quarters facility? Do you get some medical allowances or something like that? Anything they can ask along the welfare, academic, research. If you want to go for a conference or presenting a paper, do you get a leave? Like any question they can ask, ma'am. So that is the generic question from layout. Yeah.
So one more question.
Yeah.
Sir, is department budget is about lab equipment or any other components to be included?
Okay, in department budget, we have normally in any budget, we have a recurring and a non-recurring. Recurring means our consumables, maintenance, all those things comes under the recurring. Non-recurring, suppose a department we are having, the EC is concerned, we are having a microwave bench for last 10 years. It is almost obsolete or not giving a better performance. We want to buy. So for next year, before March, April, the next academic year, July, we should buy a microwave bench. It may cost 1 lakh plus, so we should project it since it comes in the non-recurring capital equipment. So we never, all department mainly concern purchase of the purchase of our lab equipment, consumables, some stationery, some printer or computer or some related our basic requirement. All those things can be given. Some training program attending, some research component. Then if you are going for some international organizing, some international conference expenditure. So research head, laboratory head, miscellaneous. That head is given in the SIR. In all those head program head, you have your budget, and you can give the budget can be projected or can be given before the March to the management. From that, they will be sanctioning July onwards or the financial year April onwards. We can buy the equipment. Suppose the syllabus revision is there, a new lab is going to add. Surely we have to update our equipments or software. We should get the quotation. All those we should give an anticipatory requirement. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So is presentation is necessary in the department level?
Yeah, it's when it comes for a full accreditation means not compliance visit. Full accreditation, presentation should be there. And in presentation, we should give maximum information within the minimum time. So that it is the way, it's a place where we can showcase the department in front of the inspecting or the evaluating team. So all our positive strength in that. They'll be asking questions. You answer it. The department presentation, HOD or the program coordinator will be presenting, all the faculty will be there. If HOD is not able to answer, the others should support. You should not keep mum. It is our team effort or the group effort to show or project our department to the others or the evaluators and get accredited for 6 years. Maximum teamwork should be there. All should involve in the document preparations and all activity. Then only we'll be able to cooperate. Sometimes they may tell HOD, you keep mum, let the others should answer. That depends upon the evaluation. But in compliance report, presentation is not compulsory for full accreditation. Compliance means we got accreditation for 3 years and we are going for after 2.5 years, we have to submit a compliance report. Then they will be coming for visit. At that time, the HOD's presentation or principal's presentation is not mandatory. If they ask, should keep a presentation with us. They permit us to present it. If not, just answer to their queries. Yeah.
Okay, one more question, sir. Is there any significance in employee ratio of male-female?
Okay, the good question. Is there any significance of employee ratio of male-female? Significance means they will be looking into whether only a male, what is called, whether the woman or the female category have been recruited, or do we consent them, or do we address their problem as a social responsibility? That's only the concern, not compulsory that this many percentage of woman should be employed or this male should be there, nothing like that. They will know about the statistics, and this data is utilized for the national level employment calculations or the tabulation purpose. All those documents we give from here to the NBA, they'll be putting in the higher education ministry in the central level. Suppose in Kerala, almost 154 engineering colleges there. If they get all the data of 154 colleges, they'll get to know, they'll come to know how many male candidate is working, what is female. They can make a statistics, what percentage of women is employed. Then when we are planning for women empowerment, suppose they find out in mechanical engineering, the percentage of women faculty is less than 10% all in Kerala. So they can find out, a study can be conducted why it is so. They can suggest some solutions or some methods. All. No other specific hard and fast rule. This much percentage of women, this much percentage of male should be there. Yeah.
Professor K.G. Sadish Kumar has imparted his experience to the layman with so much involvement that the participants know Part A, Part B of SIR filing, how it is filing, give clear-cut idea about the student details filing and faculty details, etc. And he gave an well explanation about all the criteria and also the visit schedule of NBA in detail. Sir, it was a very fruitful session for all. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I am happy to hear from all the participants. Even later also, out of the knowledge I know, out of the experience, I'm ready to share for getting accreditation for your department. Once again, I wish all department, all programs should get accredited. Thank you. Thank you, the organizers, for giving me a chance to interact with this around 100 plus participants. Thank you. Thank you. I remain. Bye.
Participants, please fill the attendance and feedback form for the session. The next session will start at 2 p.m.